Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon, okay, to all the participants. Okay, so today I'm going to share my little knowledge about the using ATLAST.ti in qualitative research. Okay, so I guess that I have shared the link for all the materials related to this session to Dr. Mahir. So, okay, if you want to join me for the hands-on session, you can download the all the materials and all the ATLAS.ti 7 software. So, actually, I plan to use ATLAS.ti 9 today, but unfortunately, at my account for ATLAS.ti 9, okay, have a technical problem. So for today, we are going to use ATLAS.ti 7. Okay, so and for ATLAS.ti 9, okay, I will share you the if you are interested to use ATLAS.ti 9, I will show you the video later on. Yeah. Okay. So okay, let me share my screen first. Okay. Okay, so I will begin with the introduction of ATLAS.ti. So using ATLAS.ti to explore qualitative data. Okay, the session aims. In this session, I will present an overview of the use and range of computer-assisted qualitative data analysis software packages, and focusing on the software ATLAS.ti through hands-on sessions and exercises. And participants will be introduced to the particular applications and key functions of the software. Okay, so what is qualitative research? So we are going to analyze the qualitative data. So qualitative research is any type of research that produce findings not arrived at by statistical procedures or other means of quantification. And qualitative data consists of interviews, observations, documents, and films. Okay, the nature of qualitative data, okay, largely unstructured or not well organized, and mostly in text-based, for example, transcribed interviews, transcribed discussions, field notes, and other written documents, for example, observations and records of meetings. Okay, next is interpreting qualitative data. So interpretation is involved in both data collection and data analysis. So the process is iterative. So the research paradigm for qualitative research is interpretivism. Okay, for quantitative is positivism, but for qualitative is interpretivism. So most of the time we have to interpret our data, okay, during the data collection and analysis. And it is the iterative process. So we have to do it again and again, okay, in analyzing the data. Okay, next is steps in data analysis. Okay, so efficient management of data. So first, getting to know you to data, okay, which involve detailed knowledge and sensitive exploration. Okay, next is identifying a thematic framework. Okay, so we'll choose, okay, for example, coding paradigm like Strauss and Corbin, okay, or thematic analysis, and then next step is coding. Yeah? So what is coding? Recording your judgment about how chunks of your document are related to an idea, theme, or category. So descriptive, okay, with storing and sorting data, including classifying variables. Okay, and creative and tentative ideas or thinking aloud. So during this session, we will practice the coding, how to come up with the coding. And then after coding, after identify the coding, so the next step is categorizing, okay, or classifying the information or the data. Okay, and the last step is interpreting. Yeah? And ability to think abstractly, see patterns, and interrogate emerging patterns. So in the qualitative research, so we always have what we call emerging patterns. Okay, how can computer assisted qualitative data analysis help us? Okay, so for example of software, for example ATLAST.ti, okay, WinMax, Nvivo, and etc. And the software can help us to manage our data, classify our data, and stay close to our data and ask questions of the data. Okay, so ATLAS.ti basically from Germany. Okay, so TI stand for text interpretation. Okay, so the project begin from 1989 to 1992 of Technical University of Berlin. Yeah? And okay, why ATLAS.ti? So ATLAS.ti basically a powerful workbench for the qualitative analysis of large bodies of textual, graphical, audio, and video data, and offers a variety of tools for accomplishing the tasks associated with any systematic approach to soft data. For example, material which cannot be analyzed by formal statistical approaches in meaningful ways. And it also helps to uncover the complex phenomena hidden in your data in an exploratory way. Okay, stages. Okay, ATLAS.ti four predominant strategic modes of operation encapsulated in the acronym VICE: visualization, integration, serendipity, and exploration. Okay. Okay, so that is the introduction, and then okay, so this is about coding paradigm. Okay, so tonight I'm going to use the coding paradigm by Strauss and Corbin. So to guide our data analysis. Okay, so in the coding paradigm we have open coding, axial coding, and selective coding. Okay, so what is open coding? Opening up the text and expose the thoughts, ideas, and meanings contained therein to uncover, name, and develop concepts. And data are broken down into discrete parts, closely examined and compared for similarities and differences. And similar or related concepts are grouped under more abstract concepts, which call categories. Okay, so today we are going to have size, okay, and we will create the open coding. Okay, then second step is axial coding. Okay, so after we create the coding, okay, in the axial, okay, we will relate the categories to their subcategories. And the purpose is to reassemble data that were fractured during open coding. Okay, so after we come up with the coding, and so the next step is axial coding. Okay, so we'll create a network. Okay, and if we conduct what we call grounded theory, okay, the next step is selective coding. Okay, the process of integrating and refining the theory. The first step in integration is deciding on a central or core category, and the central category represents the main theme of the research and a few words that seem to explain what this research is all about. So in selective coding, we will choose one code or one theme, one concept that will represent, okay, the whole research. Okay, so but for today we are going to use open coding and also axial coding. Okay, so this is the ATLAST.ti workflow. Okay, so ATLAST.ti workflow, we create a hermeneutic unit. Okay, so what is hermeneutic unit? Okay, so this is the what we call hermeneutic unit. Okay, so hermeneutic unit consists of primary documents, quotations, codes. Okay, so and networks, families, and supercodes. Okay, so primary documents is our data. For example, our interview transcript. Okay, and then when we the primary document also can be in form of photos, videos, okay, voice. So, but for today, we are going to use text-based primary document. Yeah? Okay, so we will go through the primary documents, okay, line by line, and we identify the quotation. From the quotation, we will identify the codes through the open coding. Okay, and then we will create networks of families, which is categories. Okay, so based on the families, okay, or categories, we will create network. Okay, so first we will create the hermeneutic unit. Okay, secondly, we will assign primary documents. Okay, primary documents. Okay, I have prepared the respondent one document. Okay, so that is the data, okay, sample data provided by Strauss and Corbin. Yeah? If you read the Strauss and Corbin 1998, so part of the book, okay, they provide the sample of data analysis. Yeah? Okay, and then discovering relevant passages. Okay, okay, we will go through line by line and creating codes and memos. Okay, and next is building theory weaving concept to networks. So in this we will create the families or categories. Okay, and finally we create network, and then visualize and writing up results. So we'll follow this workflow. Okay, so okay, I hope you have downloaded all the materials and also the ATLAST.ti 7 through the my Google Drive. Okay, and if you want to follow hands-on, okay, maybe you can install. Then after this, okay, we will start the exercise or the hands-on exercise using ATLAST.ti 7. Okay, so uh, okay, So we are going to use ATLAST.ti. Okay, first we are going to create a hermeneutic unit. Okay, so if you have installed the ATLAST.ti 7, okay, so you can open the ATLAST.ti 7. Okay, just proceed with the trial version. Okay, so start with a new hermeneutic unit. Okay, so okay, so this is the hermeneutic unit. Okay, it is like when we open Microsoft Word, for example. So we will save our data, okay, based on the file name. Okay, okay. So the same in ATLAS.ti. So let us go to our data first. Okay, respondent 1. Okay, so based on this data, okay, tell me about teens and drug use. Okay, so the research is about, okay, teens and drug use. Okay, so we are going to use this data. Okay, so the good thing is in this data sample, so Strauss and Corbin show us uh, how to analyze qualitative data. Okay, for example, in the first sentence, I think teens use drugs as a release from their parents. Okay, so the coding for this sentence is rebellious act. Okay, so the word in the bracket with bold is the coding. Okay, for that phenomena. Okay, so in this hands-on exercise, we are going to use this data. So we will just use the data provided by Strauss and Corbin. Okay, so okay, okay. So the first step, okay, based on the workflow, okay, we create a community unit. Okay, and then assigning primary documents. Okay, so first we will create the folder of okay, the research will be about, okay, teen and drug use. Okay, so we create a folder, so we keep all the materials or documents related to this research in this folder. Okay, so first we save this hermeneutic unit in the folder. So project is saved as, okay, so teens and okay, save in the folder of teens and drug use. Okay, so teens and drug use. Okay, and then save. Okay, so now we have our hermeneutic unit changed to the research team, which is teens and drug use. Okay. Okay, next, the first step is to okay, based on this workflow, assigning primary document. Okay, so primary document is our data. So today we are going to use text-based data. Okay, so document. Okay, how to assign the document? Documents, new, and add documents. Okay. Okay, so the data is the okay. I will get the document from this respondent one and open. Okay, so this is the respondent one transcript. Yeah? So we have create a manipulate unit and we have assigned primary documents. Okay. Okay, the third step is discovering relevant passages. Yeah? Discovering relevant passages. Okay, so after we assign the primary document or assign the interview transcript, so next is we are going to proceed with the first step, which is open coding. Okay, so today we are just going to use the data provided by the Strauss and Corbin. Okay, so how to create, how to come up with the coding. Okay, so just highlight the, let's say the first, tell me about teens and drug use. I think teens use drugs as a release from their parents. Okay, so the first sentence, okay, highlight the first sentence. So right click, okay, coding. Okay, so and enter code name. Okay, so the first code is rebellious act. Okay, so then okay, okay, so this is the first code, okay, for the first sentence. Okay, and the second one is experience. Okay, so the same step, highlight the sentence. So you notice that Nvivo code, isn't it? Okay, so when our code generated from the word, okay, provided by the respondent, so it called Nvivo code. So the experience is in Nvivo code. Okay, so we highlight this. Okay, and then the same step, right click, coding, enter code name. Okay, so experience. Okay, so the third one is drug stop. So we have to do this to get the data. Okay, to proceed with the categorization. Okay, in the to create the families or categories of the data. Okay, the third one is drug stop. Okay, highlight the sentence. Okay, right click, coding, enter code name. Okay, drugs stop. Okay, the next is available supply. Okay, the same. Okay, highlight the sentence, right click, coding. Okay, available. Bye. Okay, next is easy access. Okay, the same, just highlight the sentence. The sentence is quotation, quotation. This is what we call quotation. Okay, and coding. Okay, so easy access. Okay, next is novel experience. Okay, next is negative connotation. Okay, just highlight the quotation or the sentence, right click, coding, and okay, negative. Okay, adult negative stance. Okay, okay, the last one, challenge the adult negative stance. Okay. Okay, so how many data we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so limited experimenting. Okay, we add another 5. Okay, so I think we have enough data. Okay, so as a sample. Okay, so this is what we call open coding. Okay, so through the coding paradigm we have discussed. Okay, so this is what we call open coding. Okay, so the next step is okay. So we have created a hermeneutic unit. We have assigned primary documents. Okay, we have discover relevant passages, and we have create codes and memos. Okay, so next step is categorization of data. Okay, so in okay, how to categorize the data. Okay, so go to codes. Okay, families and open family manager. Okay. So based on my experience, okay, so in conducting qualitative research, okay, so the categorization of data, I think better we use Microsoft Excel. Okay, so okay, for today we only have about 15 codes, so it is very easy. But when you conduct an interview, okay, for 2 hours, for example, for you have about 10 interviews, okay, so you will have about more than 300 codes. So it is very hard to categorize through this platform, which is families. So it is better if we can categorize, do the categorization through using the Microsoft Excel. Okay, so I'll show you how to do it. Okay, codes. Uh, okay, we get the code list. So this is the code list. Okay, we have this is the data or the coding provided. Okay, we copy this one. Okay, and then we paste this in Microsoft Excel. Okay, Control V. Okay, so okay. So if you have 500 codes or 400 codes, so it is easier. Okay, so transfer all these coding or codes to the Microsoft Excel. Okay, and then you can do the categorization. Okay, using Microsoft Excel. Okay, for example, here I will just come up with a simple categorization. Okay. Um, okay, let's, for example, for the code that have words drug. So, okay, we categorize them as drugs. Okay. 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 Only two have uh, word drugs. Okay, so then we can highlight this one. Okay, and then okay, you can sort or filter, custom sort. Okay, sort using the column B, and then okay. Okay. Custom sort. Okay. So after we identify the categories, okay, so uh, we have two codes which related to drugs. And then next is experience. For example, we have two experience here. Okay, so okay, then again, okay, we'll come up with, we will sort this, okay, custom sort in column B and okay. Okay, so it is easier, especially when we have more than 300 codes. Okay, what next? Experimenting, for example. Okay. Okay, so same, just sort. Okay. Uh, Stance, negative stance. Okay. Okay. Access. Okay. Or accessibility. Okay, then we sort again. Okay, so I think now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 categories. Yeah? Okay, so based on this, okay, we can proceed with the categorization in ATLAST.ti 7. Okay, so go to codes, families, and open family manager. Okay, the first category is okay, accessibility. Okay, so uh, first we create the first families or the first family or first category, which is accessibility. Then okay, and what is the element of accessibility? Okay, we have degree of accessibility. So click to the accessibility. Okay, and then we double click the degree of accessibility and also easy access. Okay, done. So we have categorized the data of accessibility under accessibility. Okay, the second category is drugs. Okay, so families. Okay, we create the second category, which is families, new family. Okay, drugs, and then okay. So the same step. Okay, okay, we in, uh, put the elements of drugs, okay, into the category drug stock and softcore drug types. Okay, the third category is experience. Experience. So the same step, families, new family. Okay. The experience. So under experience, we have experience and novel experience. So experience. and novel experience. Okay. The fourth category is experimenting. Okay, so we create the next category of family, which is experimenting. Okay, so under experimenting, we have hardcore use versus limited experimenting. And limited experimenting. Okay, the last category is negative stance. Okay, families, new family. Okay, so under this category, we have adult stance, negative stance, and challenge the adult negative stance. Okay, done. So we have categorized all the categories. Okay, so next, what next? So based on this, okay, so we create code and memos. Okay, building theory, weaving concept to network. So categorization. Okay, next is network. After we categorize the data, next is to create network. Okay. So how to create network? Okay, so you can we have two ways to create a network. You can create automatically. For example, here just right click. Okay, create network. Okay, yes. Okay, the name of the code to be created, accessibility, and okay. Okay, so this is the network. Okay, degree of accessibility. Okay, we can change the okay, we can change the relation. Okay, degree of accessibility. Okay, we can change the relation. Okay, is part of accessibility. Okay, easy access, change relation is associated with accessibility. Okay, so and then we will save this network. Okay, network, save the network. Okay, as accessibility. And for the purpose of writing, to interpret the data later on, so we will capture okay the graphic file. Okay, so because we are going to use this in the report in the chapter 4. Okay, accessibility. Okay, put in the folder related to the teens and drug use. Okay, so okay, save. You can save as portable network graphic or even JPEG. Okay, save. Okay. Okay, the second one is drugs. Okay, so the same step, just right click, create network. Okay, yes. Okay. Okay, drug stop. Okay, we can change the relation is part of drugs. Okay, and soft core drug types. Okay, change relation is associated with drugs. Okay, and then we will save the this network. Okay, and don't forget to save the graphic file. Okay, so this is about drugs. Okay, choose JPEG and save. Okay, so make sure you save the graphic file in the right folder, which is teams and drug use. Okay, the third one is experience. So experience, just right click, create network. Okay, experience. Okay, okay, okay. So this is the network. Okay, change relation. Okay, okay, it's property of, and novel experience is part of experience. Okay, save the network. Okay, and save the graphic file. Okay, JPEG and save. Okay. So yeah, if you have any question, you can ask. Okay. Um, okay. Next is uh, experimenting. Okay. Right click, create network. Okay. So we have two elements under experimenting. Okay. So change relation. Associated with, and limited experimenting is part of. Okay, save. Okay, and network, save as graphic files. Experimenting. Okay, get back, save. All right. Okay, last one is negative stance. Okay, with the same step, create network. Okay, change the relation. Is part of. Okay, save the network. Then network, save graphic file. Okay, so in the network, so the first step, we create the code, we categorize the data through the families, okay, and we come up with the network. Okay, but we can also create the network. Okay, we can also create a network. Okay, from the network we send to categories. Okay, so for example, let's say the last data, okay, available supply, negative connotation, rebellious act. So this is what, okay, let's say okay, let's say this we put under miscellaneous, but in the categorization of data, okay, we cannot use this. This is just the example. Okay, so okay, all right. Okay, okay. So okay, how to create this? Okay, through network. Okay, network view manager. Okay, so okay, new. Okay, apa, and then okay, so we can call this data, which is available supply, through nodes. Okay, we can import nodes. Okay, the nodes is available supply. Okay, negative connotation, and also rebellious act. Okay, so and it is under miscellaneous. So we create new nodes. Okay, okay, this is the one. Okay, and then we can link this manually. Okay, available supply. Okay, is part of rebellious act. Okay, is part of negative connotation. Okay, is part of, for example. Okay, so we can create the network through using the manual way, and we can save this. Okay, and then okay, from this we can generate family. Okay, okay, create code family. Okay, and then okay. So when we check through the family, okay, codes, families. Okay, so we have miscellaneous. Okay, from the network. So the process of categorization you can do from families to network. So if you can also create network first and then send it to family. Okay. 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 Now okay. Now we have categorize the data. Okay, and we have come up with the network. Okay, the next step is how to write. Okay, how to interpret the data. Okay, so in the folder, okay, I share with you. Okay, not this one. Okay, report writing sample. Okay, so okay, this is the sample. Okay, one of my research I conducted the study, okay, about role of public library leaders in Malaysia. Okay, so in interpreting the data, so we'll use the network. Okay, okay, so we'll interpret, okay, and then based on the network, and then we have to support through quotation. Okay, so this is how ATLAST.ti will help us to retrieve this quotation based on the category or on the coding or on the theme. Okay, so okay, let's say we are going to write the chapter 4. Okay, so first we want to explain about drugs, for example. Okay, so we will include the photo, okay, that we just captured the network, okay, of drugs. Okay, drugs. Okay, okay, let's say we just interpret the two elements of drugs. Okay, then after we interpret, we have to support with the quotation. Okay, this quotation. Okay, so by using ATLAST.ti, okay, so we can retrieve the quotation. Query 2, okay, drug. Okay, so we have the families or categories here, drugs. Okay, so this is the quotation related to drugs. Okay, so we just print full content no meta, and then okay, and then okay. Okay, so you can retrieve easily the quotation related to drugs. So this is the beauty of using ATLAST.ti. So then you can use this to support this, okay, the interpretation of drugs explanation. Okay, so I repeat again, for example, for the second one, which related to accessibility, for example. Okay, okay, so we insert the network photo on accessibility. Okay, okay, so we just interpret the data. Okay, and then we call the quotation related to accessibility to support our interpretation. Okay, so accessibility. Okay, so this. Okay, accessibility. Okay, the same step. We just click to the printer, full content no meta. Okay, and then okay. Okay. So this is the quotation related to accessibility. Okay, so after we interpret, we have to support the interpretation okay, by quotation from the respondent. Okay, maybe one more. Okay, the third one is related to experience. Okay. Okay, so
Hello, good afternoon, doctor.
yes, yes, yeah.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, yeah.
This thing is not clear. The what we are showing is not clear.
It's not clear. So
It's not.
what
I'm
did
not seeing it.
uh okay, so
Your voice is clear, but the what you are the demonstration what you are showing is not clear. But your voice is clear.
okay.
Yeah.
So which part you is not clear, Mr. Musa? Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah, which part is not clear?
Yeah. Your voice what you are saying is clear, but the demonstration what you are showing is not clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
So which part is not clear?
The whole part is not clear, doctor.
Yeah. Okay. Now you are in which semester?
In first semester.
In first semester. Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think uh, the best thing for to learn about this software is through hands-on. And if
Okay.
you have your own data, so it
Okay.
is easier.
Okay. No problem. You just no problem. Just continue. Maybe later, Doctor Makir will give us the notes later.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
continue, sir. No
Okay.
problem, sir. Continue, sir. Since
All
I'm
right.
hearing you,
Okay.
no problem, sir.
All right. Okay. No
Yeah.
worries.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. You're welcome.
Happy New Year.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you,
Happy
sir.
New
Thank
Year.
you, sir.
All right. You're welcome. Okay. So, okay. Usually, I conduct this training or session for those who have data. Yeah. Okay. So, um, but don't worry, Mr. Muhammad. So when we have data later on, we will have a special session for you. Okay. So
It's
today
okay,
is
sir.
just
It's
the
okay, sir.
introduction.
Okay, sir. It's okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay, you're welcome. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Okay. Okay. So okay, just I will show you one more, which is for experience. Yeah? Okay, for experience. Okay, so the same. Okay, will include the okay, insert the diagram related, or network related to the experience. Okay, so we interpret. Okay, um, okay, and then again we'll get the uh, data. Okay, we get the quotation, okay, from the ATLAST.ti. So experience, okay. So full content no meta, then okay. So this is the quotation related to experience. Okay, and we support this interpretation about experience, okay, using the quotation, okay. Okay. Okay, any questions so far?
Yes, Doctor. Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum. Yes.
Doctor,
Yeah.
I just wonder
Mm-hmm.
uh, the keyword which is come after the answer
Yeah.
from the interview
Yes.
uh, is generating by the system automatically, or we put
Oh,
it manually?
no. This is the hard thing to do in qualitative research.
Nah.
So for today, we just use the sample provided by Strauss and Corbin, the expert in the data, okay, qualitative, one of the scholar in qualitative research. But in our research, we have to do it manually. The ATLAS.ti cannot help us in terms of coding. So we have to read line by line, and then we are the one who identify the coding, okay, like rebellious act, experience. So it will take some time. For today, we are so fortunate. We have the data uh, provided by Strauss and Corbin. It is very easy because we just use the data. All the bold words is the code, okay, provided by Strauss and Corbin as a sample for us. When we do the analysis for qualitative research, this is the way to interpret the data to come up with the coding. Okay, so and ATLAS.ti, okay, cannot help us in terms of this. So I teach ATLAS.ti since 2007, from ATLAS.ti 5, okay, until 9, until now, 2007 until now. So yes, this is one of the popular question asked by the participants, whether ATLAS.ti can help us to come up with coding. The answer is no. Okay, the coding, we are the one who have to come up with the coding. So for the 2 hours interview, so sometime for the first respondent, sometime it will take a week, to complete the coding process. Okay, so but for the second, third, and fourth, and the rest, it is much easier. Okay.
Doctor, to
Yeah.
make sure that the keyword we use is stable. I mean, uh, we use a standard keyword.
Yeah.
I think maybe we should refer to what some kind of maybe a dictionary or guidelines.
Okay. So
Yes.
I think uh, no need, we don't need to what we call apply what we call vocabulary control. So it is better to use our own words to come up with the coding. Okay, so yes, you can use the thesaurus or dictionaries, so for example, but for PhD study, I think no need to use that. You just use your own words. So that's why uh, some of the students or PhD candidate, okay, so they tend to be perfectionists. They want to come up with a perfect coding. So and even they revise the coding 3 to 5 times. So I think if no need to do that way. Okay, so after 2 or 3 times changing the code, then you put a stop. Yeah, otherwise if you want to be a perfect, so it will take some time. Okay, so oh yeah, it can apply for quantitative. This is for qualitative, for
Thank you, Dr.
qualitative. Okay, you're welcome. Yeah, all right. Okay, any other question?
Assalamualaikum Dr.
Yeah,
Yeah, Asman, you go ahead.
yeah, yes, man. Yeah.
Um, can I see your text? Uh, can I see your text, sir? Doctor?
To
Because
which text?
yes,
This
for
one.
this yes,
Okay.
should we type all the vocabulary or the text that came out from our interviewer, or
Uh,
others software that can generate?
okay. So yeah, this the question is the same as the previous question. Okay. So you want to come up with a standardized coding, isn't it?
Bukan doktor. Maksud
Okay.
saya,
Okay.
setiap patah perkataan di individu yang ditemuduga tu saya kena salin balik ataupun ada software lain?
You have to transcribe.
Oh,
Okay. So you have to listen to the interview and transcribe. Okay. So during my study, I ask okay students to help me to do this. So I just pay them. Okay. For one in transcript is about 100, and for I have 30 transcript. So altogether, I spend about 3,000 for the transcription. Okay. So yeah, this is the part of challenging task in qualitative research. Okay, so after we go for interview, so we have to listen and transcribe the interview, then we can proceed to the analysis. Okay.
okay doktor, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay. Software. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Dr. Mat. Yeah.
Can you show back script
Which one?
that you showed just
The
now?
script. Okay, from Strauss and Corbin. Yeah.
Okay, this one.
Yeah.
Okay, if you look here, who is the person who will validate all this? Whether you put the right keyword, the right context for this particular sentence. Who's going to validate?
Okay, so you can refer to the usually of course the supervisor. Okay. So and in some area you can consult the expert in that particular field. Okay, so even
because
yeah.
Because some
Okay.
researchers they hire iterator to check whether
Yes.
they put in the right category or not, is it?
Yes. So that is part of validity that yeah.
Validity,
Yeah.
Because before we go further analysis, definitely to put the right keyword or the right context for that particular sentence. Otherwise, we put the wrong interpretation and also wrong finding. Is it?
Yeah. So first level will be checked by the supervisor. Okay. So next, okay, by the expert in that particular field. Okay. If the supervisor think that okay this is out of their expertise, So they will suggest to proceed with the third party to check the validity of the codes. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Correct.
All right. Okay. Any other question?
And one more question in the chat box. Are there any software
Okay.
that could transcribe our data if
I
available?
I think yes. I think yes. Okay. I will double check, but there are software. Okay. So if in English, in English, so you can use that software. It will directly translate. But I don't know the accuracy, but there are software. If you interview in English, so there are software which can translate from the voice to text. Okay, I will double check. Okay, so you can contact me later on. So which software I forgot, but I know the software
Yeah.
which can translate from voice to the text. Okay.
In fact, through Google Meet also we can have like text based on our conversation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there are a
Okay.
lot of software outside, so they can
Yes.
refer
Yeah.
which one
So
really accurate and also really
yeah.
good for us to use. Not all
Yes.
software, we
Yeah.
can apply.
So as long as we are using English as a medium, so there are software to help us to transcribe. But we sometimes we have to check the accuracy.
Okay. And then one more thing, Dr. Zam, because
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
time when I did interview and also
Yeah.
it was using only 10 respondent, and when I checked
Okay.
some author, some theory, they mentioned that if you have small sample size, which means informal,
Mm.
not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily us to use software, because software is for managing data, not analyzing data. Therefore,
Yes.
when I justify not to use software, I think
Mm-hmm.
it was good for me to justify based on that. But right now
Yeah.
we have many software to analyze
Yeah.
qualitative data. So do you
Yes.
think that we still can use or analyze manually for our interview?
I think if only 10 data, 10 interview, which is 1 hour interview, for example, as mentioned by Dr. Mahir. So I think for 10, you can just use manual way. In my case,
Yeah.
I have 30. In my case, I have 30. So one interview about 2 hours. I have about more than 400 codes. So that's why I have to use the ATLAST.ti software.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I
So
think
yeah. Yeah.
some of them tend to do or to apply qualitative research. Definitely they have to apply this software, either just TIE or Nvivo, any kind of qualitative analysis they should apply. I think nowadays they not rely on manual analysis. They have to do very comprehensive and very sophisticated analysis, make the
Yeah.
data more presentable. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. That's right, Doctor. Yeah.
hmm. Any other question?
Okay. Any other question?
Do you want to continue your notes, Dr. Sam?
Uh, I think for the introduction,
Basic, yeah.
I
Yeah.
have for the introduction I finished all Dr. Mahir. But
Yes.
if
I think
if
that's good. That's
yeah.
good for for them to get exposure on how to analyze qualitative data. Before
Yeah.
that, I just explained about qualitative data and data analysis different with quantitative. So at least from this session, they should learn and also they know how to analyze qualitative data using ATLAST.ti or any software. I mean,
Yeah. So
uh,
when they have data later on, okay, so let's say they are doing qualitative in their independent
yeah,
study. So you can contact me. We can have another session. So we will just focus on your
Yes.
data. So this time we will understand better. Okay.
Yes, yes. That's
Because
why
this is
for master student, yeah, that's why
yeah,
for
Doctor.
master student, I told them that not apply for qualitative research because you had no time. If you want to
Yeah,
do qualitative research, make sure you have spent a lot of time, especially for
yeah,
analysis and also for interview session. Yeah. So
yeah,
even though you provide only a five, like let's say, interview guide, interview, I mean, item or question that you want to ask to your respondent, it doesn't mean that you only have 1 or 2 pages for your script. Yeah. So
yeah,
it depends how long you take for interview with your informant.
yeah,
That's why even though for 5 informant, you may yeah, you also can apply software like ATLAST.ti, this one.
yeah. So yeah, the challenging part is after you interview, you have to transcribe. So yeah, it takes some time. Okay, and then after transcribe, you have to do the analysis using ATLAS.ti or manually. So yeah, for qualitative, it take some time for you to or more time, okay, to for data collection and also data analysis. Yeah, I agree with Mahi. Yeah,
Not only about the process, Dr. Zam, but also analytical thinking, critical thinking, constructive
yes, yes,
thinking,
yeah,
writing skill, all these skill required if you want to do qualitative research. Not
yeah,
only time consuming, but also skill required when you want to
yes,
produce high quality data and also a report for qualitative research.
yes, yes. That's right, Dr. Mahi. Yeah,
Yeah, Khairil, Cik Khairil,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Assalamualaikum, Dr. Mahir and Dr. Mazam. Sorry to interrupt. I'm
Salam.
just curious about one thing since I'm currently is trying to complete my research proposal. So I just want to ask, is it compulsory for me to conduct the research by having both methodology, which is through qualitative and quantitative data, or it is optional for me, just I can choose one, for example, quantitative data only. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, Doctor.
Khairil, your level is master's level, not necessary for you to apply for mixed method because you have no time. Next
Yeah,
semester, you only have 3 months for data collection. I don't think that you can compete within uh, uh, 1 semester for both
yeah,
methods.
yeah. I
So,
agree.
so basically, I can just choose like for qualitative data since the time consuming is not really good for master students, right, Doctor?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Which one you favor? If you think that you really familiar for quantity, you go for quantity, and then
Uh,
also you need to identify whether the sample set required enough for your study, or you go for qualitative because sample not large or not huge, so you go for qualitative research. Okay, Khairil?
okay, thank you, Doctor.
Mhm.
okay, right.
Maybe you can, maybe Dr. Zhang can advise on this part.
Yeah, I think I agree with Dr. Mahir. Okay, so you have only about 3 months. So don't go for the mixed method. Mixed method, okay, quanti and quali means more works to do. Okay, you have to collect the quantitative data, okay, through questionnaire, and also you have to go for the interview. Okay, so I think just focus on one method is better because again time consuming. 3 months. So don't let the if you cannot finish then you have to extend it for another semester. So yeah, I think better you choose one method and finish them off. Okay.
3 months not only focusing for independent study, but also they have to take,
Yes.
on top of it, they have to take another subject.
Yes.
So I don't think that they can concentrate and focus for their research.
Yeah.
Any
But
other
in your
question?
yeah. Any other question?
Zafri, because you are going to conduct qualitative research, is it, Zafri?
Yes, doctor, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. So, doctor, what is the maximum? What are the maximum sample which is related with the when we want to coding or the answer. For example, for Dr. Ahmad, Ahmad, your experience, the maximum is 30 samples, and for Dr. here is 10 samples. So, the I mean to make sure that our research is not too big and too small. So, what is the better numbers in order to have our simple which is related to do our analysis using this ATLAST.ti.
Okay. So yeah, the number of respondents usually we refer to the literature like Creswell, Strauss and Corbin. Okay, and then at the same time we will also discuss with our supervisor. Okay, so if we go for a grounded theory, for example, so the aim is to achieve or equal saturation. Okay, so when we achieve saturation, okay, so I mean there is no new findings when after the, let's say after the 10 interviews, okay, to 20 okay, so that's why in qualitative research, okay, the best is we go for interview and then we analyze. Okay, so when we go for interview, we transcribe and analyze, we can see the network, okay, the model growth, and based on that we can identify, okay, the if there is a emerging pattern, or if there is a new data. But after certain after we analyze data, after 10 respondent, for example, or 15 respondent, so we can see that, okay, the whether the model, okay, will be I mean there is no new findings, so then we can say that we achieve the saturation. Okay, so that is also one of the thing that we can consider in conducting qualitative research. Okay, so for the number of respondent, okay, so will be based on the literature, and also based on the your research scale, so and the research topic. So we'll have a discussion with the supervisor to finalize. Usually the supervisor will advise us. Okay, so we present to them, okay, based on this literature, okay, the number of respondents is like this and like this. Okay, so then we will propose and come up with the discussion, okay, to finalize, okay, the appropriate number of respondent which is appropriate to our research scale. Okay.
I want to add
Okay,
some.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want to add some more
yeah,
point.
yeah.
Okay, regarding with sample,
Yeah.
actually, in qualitative research, it does not involve with statistic and also
Yeah.
does not involve with sample calculation,
Yeah.
because it depends to your needs.
Yeah.
Example, like my case, I only choose 10 because these 10 informant met my requirement, because I already set the criteria, the respondent I want to choose. So these 10 actually able and also they really appropriate for me to choose an all interview session based on these 10 because all answer they gave really met my objective and also it only saturated because I not cannot go for another 5 another 10 no need even though I can get it because I already set the criteria in terms of experience in terms of training. So when I check when I observe their background, so I have decided to choose only 10.
That is
This
purposive, isn't it, Doctor? Purposive
yes,
sampling.
yes. This important thing to student should know that in qualitative research we don't go for statistic and also calculation in our sample. No, cannot. Compared to quanti yes. It depends the total population. But qualitative not. Yeah. That's
Okay,
why
one.
some researcher they choose only 2, 3 informant enough for them because they already met the criteria. I still remember when our staff conducted grounded theory involving only 3 informant. Only 3 informant. Enough.
If it is in depth, yeah, in depth, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Doctor, for PhD levels, it mean that if we have 3 samples that can meet our requirement and answer our all objective and research questions, so it will meet our for PhD level.
So
Yes.
yes,
Yeah, you can have the such number, but make sure these 3 informant able to give very digging and also very in-depth data for you to answer your research objective. Like I said before, you don't you have no choice. Example, you want to interview those who living in let's say a colonial example. So only a few informers still alive. The rest pass away. Example. So you interview only that particular person.
yeah, but you go for in depth, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You want to interview those who experience an astronaut. Example. Only one person. Said Muzaffar, is it? So you
yeah,
interview only one person. You got no choice.
yeah. But you go in depth and get the detailed information, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you,
Okay.
Doctor. Very clear.
Okay, alright.
Okay.
Okay, another question from Hasman. If respondent talk too much, you will get much coding. Okay, so you as you have to control this question. Okay, so make sure the you get what you want from the interview. Okay, you handle the session. So that's why experience is very important. Okay, otherwise for 3 hours you get only not very much data related to your needs. So yeah, it will waste our time basically. Okay.
When you conduct interview, make sure you control your informant, not informant control you. That's why you talk too much, and also you cannot stop them. But you try to tolerate with them in making sure that you try to limit the time to answer your question. If you want to get further, maybe you can probe them. Don't
Yes.
let them control you. Blah 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 blah. There's a blah blah blah. So if you think that all that answer given by your informant not suitable and also not relevant to your question, so you can so you can maybe you can probe another question.
Yes. Okay. So
Doctor,
yeah.
wouldn't it be biased if we do the direction for the interviewer?
Okay. So again, that is the skill. We are not going to guide them. Okay, but probing is very important. So that is part of the skill during the interview. Okay, so if the answer is yes or no, of course, you cannot get any data out of it. Okay, but okay, okay, you have to have the skill of probing, okay, to ensure that they can explain. Okay, so from the explanation you can get the data. Okay, but you cannot give any direction to them. Yeah, of course we cannot, but in term of probing, okay, so we can control the situation, but not to guide or influence them to in term of the answer given. Okay.
We try to minimize the biasness. Actually, we cannot avoid it. Sometimes when your informant have no idea, clueless how to answer your question, perhaps you can give like, yeah, maybe a little bit clue or probe with sample, something like that. But it doesn't mean that you try to give hint or guide to give answer for the question. No, because we want to get experience from them. Yeah, sometimes you you're waiting so long to get answer from your informant. So definitely you don't want to waste your time. So you give a clue. Maybe you can give hint. Maybe you can compare with other informant how they answer the such question, something like that.
Okay, another question is, can we get software license from, okay, UiTM subscribe Nvivo, So, previously, okay, when I attached, we come from 2006 to 2009. So, we use ATLAST.ti. So after that, UiTM until now use Nvivo. But the concept is the same if you understand how to use ATLAST.ti. So it is easier for you to understand how to use Nvivo. Okay, because both is qualitative software. Okay. Okay, any other question?
Yeah, any other question? I think most of them actually will apply for quantitative research, Dr. Zam. That's why they don't care, they don't bother about ATLAST.ti and also qualitative analysis. But they should know that some panel will not question about quantitative analysis that they have done, but they will ask maybe qualitative analysis because they want to compare, because they want to know whether you're able to justify when you want to choose quantitative or not, something like that. So be careful, especially for PhD student. You don't rely 100% for the method that you are going to apply, but also other method also. Okay, busy? Are you okay, busy? You look so busy.
Yes, hello, Prof.
Yeah, we are not prof yet.
Doctor?
Soon.
Yeah, doctor. Sorry, doctor.
It's okay.
Uh, I joined the session late because today is Friday here in Nigeria,
Yeah, I
and
understand you.
mostly the time, it coincides. So I have just been following you and listening, and I believe the slide will be shared with the group. So later I will ask most of the questions when I go through the slide and then other demo.
Yeah.
Even though I have been following and I have listened to most of the questions asked by Zafri, which are also in tandem with what I intended to ask. And I'm really, I got it very well. But other section where I miss, I will follow the recordings, then I will ask my question in due course. Thank you, Doctor.
Okay. Hafizi also you're going to apply qualitative research, right, Hafizi?
Yes, Doctor. Okay.
Yes,
No, Hafizi, not busy,
yes,
Hafizi.
yes. I plan to do creative, but right now I haven't any well, any purpose for that be. But regarding the software, I have joined one workshop regarding Nvivo, and I think it's about the same with ATLAST.ti.
Yeah. The concept is the same. Yeah.
The concept is.
I think the nature is not much different, Dr. Zam, yeah? ATLAST.ti, and Nvivo.
Yeah, yeah. So using the same step basically, but different in terms of design, you know. But basically, the process. Okay, if you understand how to use ATLAS.ti, so it is easier for you to use Nvivo. And the same as if you know how to use Nvivo, so it is easier for you to understand ATLAS.ti. Okay.
Doctor, what is the difficult part if you use this ATLAS.ti, the difficult part?
Okay, when you have more data, so after you come up with the open coding, so let's say you have about more than 300 codes. So the difficult part is to categorize the data. Okay, so some of the data you will merge, you know. So that is the most challenging part. Okay. So, and if some of the student, for example, as I mentioned before, is a perfectionist, keep on changing the code, okay, 3 to 5 times. So you cannot proceed with the categorization to the second level. Okay, of course, that will prolong. Okay, so that will take some time, and it will take more time to complete the data analysis. So yeah, coding, Excel coding, okay, the categorization process, okay, it will take more time, okay, to especially when we have more than 300 codes, for example. So the process of categorization, okay, is the most challenging part. Okay, you reduce the data, okay, through categorization, okay, second level, third level, fourth level, okay, until you have the most quality data to be presented in your report. Okay.
Okay, Doctor. Okay, thank you.
Okay, right. Welcome.
And then, if I'm not mistaken, Dr. Zam, we have another technique to make that our analysis more easier, which is we use conceptual choice mapping analysis, which is based on theory, based on framework that we have developed, based on previous research, and also the interview question based on the that particular framework. But we are not going to test that framework. But when you ask the question, when you provide the question based on that particular framework, when you analyze the data based on that particular framework, so any keyword, any category based on the dimension from that particular framework. That means I think it more easier for student or for researcher to analyze, because you already identify predetermined dimension from that framework.
Yes, if you have the framework, if you have the predetermined, yeah, it is easier. Yes, that's right. That's right, Dr. Mahir. Yeah.
No need to have your own or the new one.
Yeah.
And
But
one more thing.
Yeah, Doctor.
And one more thing, Dr. Zah. I found that some qualitative finding, they put percentage, but some school of thought, they disagree with this, because qualitative more to narrative, not numbers. But some finding, they put percentage. Do you think that in qualitative analysis or in qualitative finding, do you think that we can put, or we should put percentage?
I think, yeah, I agree with you. So it is not a quantitative study basically. Let's say if we have 10 okay, 3 out of 10, okay,
Yeah.
say this. So
Yeah.
I think in my opinion, better not use the percentage, yeah, because in qualitative, okay, so usually we will base on the pattern, okay,
Yeah.
rather than the percentage, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Before we end this session, do you have any other question? Imran Hussein.
No, doctor, it's okay. I got it. Thank you so much.
Okay. Nur Ali ada. Do you have any question? Yusuf?
Tak ada, doktor. No, doktor. Thanks.
Nur Masidayu? Ain Syahira? Rohani?
No, doctor. Thank you.
Okay, Nur Salihah?
No, doctor, thank you.
Fatimah?
No, doctor, thank you.
Sharudizam?
No, doctor. Thank you so much.
Najihah?
No, doctor, thank you, doctor.
Azirah? I need to call them one by one, Dr. Zam. Otherwise, they silent. Azirah? No? Zulfahmi? No, okay. My Osman?
No, doctor, thank you.
Farha?
No, doctor, thank you.
Anim?
No, doctor.
Munirah?
No, doctor, thank you.
Shafina?
No, doctor, thank you.
Okay. Ramdan?
No, doctor. Thank you.
Farid?
No, doctor, thank you.
I'm Farahanim?
No, doctor, thank you.
Azian? Amirah?
No, doctor, thank you.
Nabila?
No, doctor, thank
Okay,
you.
Khairul?
No, doctor.
Okay, Aina?
No, doctor, thank you.
Ika?
No, doctor, thank you.
Hazli?
No, doctor.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we almost complete our session, our lecture today. Dr. Zam, maybe you can and maybe final say to all students. Maybe you want to motivate them to conduct qualitative research.
Okay, so I think based on my experience, I think when I study, when I pursue my PhD, I have the background knowledge or skill of using ATLAST.ti. Okay, so that is one is I consider advantage, because when you know how to use the software, okay, when I collect the data, so it will shorten the time for me to analyze the data. Okay, so my advice is before you pursue your PhD, okay, or in the during your first or second semester, you try to learn, okay, and if you conduct quantitative, okay, try to master the SPSS or Smart PLS, or for qualitative, okay, ATLAST.ti or Nvivo, because it will be advantage for you. Okay, so when you collect the data later on, okay, so then you have the skill of using those software, so it will facilitate you, okay, throughout the process. Okay, so thank you very much for your participation. Okay, so in the future, if you if you involve in qualitative research and you have your own data, you can contact me. For example, last semester, a group of PhD students approached me. Okay, so to conduct the ATLAST.ti session. Okay, so and for last semester, I used ATLAST.ti 9. So and if you are interested to learn about ATLAS.ti 9, I can share the recording. Okay, so okay, that's all from me. Thank you very much. Okay, Doctor.